Hey, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Freakeasy Gaming. Welcome back to another Fallout 4 video. In today's Fallout 4 video, I want to talk about, did Bethesda Game Studios steal a mod? Now, for those of you that may not know, or for those of you who may have been away for a couple of days, over the last couple of days, Bethesda Game Studios has been accused by people in the modding community and people in the Fallout community of stealing a mod from Fallout New Vegas known as Autumn Leaves and putting it in the Far Harbor DLC and calling it a quest called Brain Dead. Now guys, keep in mind the Fallout New Vegas mod Autumn Leaves did in fact come out a few weeks before the Fallout 4 Far Harbor DLC. Now guys, that raises the red flag to me, but that doesn't mean Bethesda Game Studios stole this mod. So right now, what me and you are going to do is take a look at some photos or evidence. Now these are photos I found online, and they're basically points in the mod and in the story, the mission from the Far Harbor DLC. They're points of similarity according to people. Basically, these are similar points in both of them that people have pointed out. Now, keep in mind that the Autumn Leaves Fallout New Vegas mod pictures are on the bottom, and the Fallout 4 Far Harbor DLC quest Brain Dead pictures are on the top. So here we go. Looking at this picture, we could see your characters opening a vault. Nothing too suspicious about that. And then the vault door opens. Of course, all the vault doors open. Well, at least the ones that aren't completely destroyed in some game areas. But mostly all the vault doors open. And it's honestly, that's not enough to say Bethesda Game Studios stole a mod, because the vault is a very common place in the Fallout universe. Heck, the Fallout game itself is based around these vaults. So we can't say that they stole the mod just because it takes place in a vault. However, if we take a look at the next picture, it gets a little weird. And we could see Mr. Handy's greeting you at both parts when you enter the vault. So that kind of stands out to me a little bit. They both take place in vaults, and you're being greeted by Mr. Handy's. That's kind of weird. I don't know why it's not a little different, but hey, it's might be coincidence at this point, or chance at this point, because it's only really one thing that's happening. But just off these three pictures we looked at, that doesn't mean Bethesda Game Studios stole this mod. Now guys, the mod Autumn Leaves from Fallout New Vegas and the quest Brain Dead from Far Harbor DLC are both about you trying to solve a murder that happened in these vaults. Now, in both cases, both people who were murdered had something to do with building the vault. So there is already a red flag, in my opinion, on the plot line. So if we look at it now, it seems that Bethesda Game Studios may have stole this mod, because it takes place in a vault, the same setting, and we have a same plot line, but that's two times. That just might honestly be coincidence. So let's look at some more evidence. Now guys, this picture caused a lot of controversy right here, and it's this big old open atrium. People are saying Bethesda completely ripped this person off, and then other people are saying it doesn't really matter, it's totally different if you look at it. And that is true. If we look at the picture, they are totally different. We could see bookshelves on one with carpet, and there's no statue or anything. But if we look at the one on top, there's a statue with like a stage and desk in the middle and stuff like that. But there's really no complete similarities. They don't look exactly the same. In fact, most vaults in the Fallout universe have some sort of atrium or some sort of large room where people go or gather, or basically each vault sort of has its own, what do you call it? I guess theme, where they do different things, and each vault sort of has a room, a big old atrium. And that doesn't mean Bethesda Game Studios stole this mod. It just means that both vaults have an atrium, which is very common for vaults to have a large atrium in the Fallout universe. So this really doesn't prove that Bethesda Game Studios stole the mod. Now, moving into the next part where your character starts investigating the murder. Let's look at the photo right now. We could see one on top and one on bottom. Now, in both cases, like I told you, both of these people had to do with something of the building of the vault, and they were both murdered, and you got to figure out the murder. So that is a main point right there, and that sort of makes me believe that Bethesda Game Studios could have possibly stolen this mod. But again, this is only two similarities between the mods, and that could be coincidence. And then we moved into the third similarity that people point out right here, and that's that each robot inside both vaults have different voices. Basically, each robot has a different voice, so the robots can be taken apart. And that's honestly a similarity that you can't overlook, and that sort of raises a red flag to me, and it raised a red flag to a lot of other people. So that's three coincidences now that we have between the two, not DLCs, but between the Autumn Leaves mod for Fallout New Vegas and the Brain Dead quest in Far Harbor. That's three similarities we have, and now it's sort of becoming a pattern. Now guys, we come to our next piece of evidence, which is a huge similarity between the Autumn Leaves mod and sort of the Fallout 4 Far Harbor Brain Dead quest, and it's right here where it gives you the option to have sexy time with a robot. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems like a similarity that could have been left out, but it wasn't. But it's still a similarity, and that's now four similarities. That's no longer chance, that's no longer coincidence, that's no longer a pattern. This right here sort of makes me think that Bethesda Game Studios did indeed steal this mod. But it's possible that it could be coincidence. I'm not saying they did, but I have a feeling that they did. And then if we look at the next piece of evidence people pointed out, and it was that robots will show you art at some point in the mod and in the quest from Far Harbor. And here's where it gets really crazy, which makes me think that Bethesda Game Studios truly did steal this mod. And that's that one mod in Autumn Leaves is based around literature, and the mod in the Far Harbor DLC in the Brain Dead quest is based around art. Now, they are different, literature and art, but that kind of is not too different if you ask me. So that's sort of like five coincidences now that we have, or five pieces of evidence that suggest that Bethesda Game Studios did in fact steal the mod Autumn Leaves. And then after all this sort of stuff popped up online, Pete Hines had a little statement to say, and it's right here. According to Bethesda's global vice president of PR, Pete Hines, "We love our mod community and would never disrespect them. I checked, and any similarities between the two are complete coincidence." But as we could see, that it's not coincidence, it's multiple similarities throughout the whole mod and throughout the whole quest in Far Harbor. There are multiple similarities, too many to call it a coincidence. So guys, if you ask me in my final opinion, and you know I love Bethesda, you know I ride the Bethesda D all the time, if we look at the evidence we have so far, the setting, the plot, sexy time with a robot, the robots showing you art, the vaults being based around literature and art, each robot in the vault having a different voice, similar structures, which a lot of people pointed out, and being greeted by Mr. Handies when you enter the vault. That's over 8 similarities between the two, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more that people missed. Now guys, if you ask me, in my opinion, if there was one similarity, I would tell you it was just chance. If there was 2 similarities, I would tell you it was coincidence. If there were 3 similarities, I would tell you it was a pattern. And if there were 4 similarities, I would tell you that, in my honest opinion, I do think Bethesda Game Studios may have stolen this mod. Even though Pete Hines came out and said they would never disrespect the modding community like that, I still believe any company is not beyond anything when it comes to making more money. And I'm not saying Bethesda is a greedy company or anything like that. They're not. They make excellent games. I love the company. The company has given me, I guess you could say, my YouTube channel. The company is all around amazing. They are fantastic. Todd Howard is one of the greatest game directors of all time, or game creator, I should say. The guy is a fucking genius. But when it comes to this mod and this quest, I could definitely say, without a doubt in my mind, that Bethesda Game Studios may have possibly stolen this mod. And in fact, I think they did steal this mod. There's a little doubt, it may be coincidence, but I still think that Bethesda Game Studios may have stolen this mod. Now guys, I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for this video. I'll know I'll lose subscribers. I know I'll get tons of dislikes. I'll know I get tons of hate comments calling me names and a bunch of stuff like that. But for those of you, my real subscribers, you know that I am always 100% truthful with you guys. And I would never let my number of subscribers or the number of whatever get in the way of me telling you guys the truth. When I started this channel, if you guys remember, I told you the one thing I was going to do is tell you guys the truth all the time, 24/7. And this is one time I hate to tell the truth, but it's the one time that I like to tell the truth also. And it's something I told you guys I would do. Always tell you the truth, and well, I did that. Anyways guys, for those of you really supporting me, I ask you to like the video because I know I'm gonna get tons of hate on down the road, and that's gonna kind of suck. But for those of you, you know, those real thumbs up, I would love to see them, guys. Anyways guys, comment down below, do you think Bethesda Game Studios stole this mod? Do you think it's coincidence? Do you think that they might have stolen the mod but you're not sure? Anyways guys, that's all I got for you today. Hope you did enjoy the video. Love each and every single one of you. Hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky.